Hi, good people. Thank you for being here tonight, today, whatever time you're watching this. And so yesterday we did about the first Noel in this series of Riddims for the season. And so we'll be doing in carols and stories behind these carols. So now yesterday we did the first Noel. Two things that's interesting to note is that in that song it says winter in a cold night, but so the writer presumes it was cold, but based on the fact that these were shepherds and they were out, it must have been sometime in spring. So that is something that maybe is good to note. Anyway, so today we'll be doing the second song for this Riddims for the season. Riddims for the seasons. And so today we'll be doing a song called What Child Is This? What Child Is This? And I think everyone who came into contact with baby Jesus, they really had to ask themselves this question. The first person, Mary was like, just trying to imagine. Mary was always asking this question to herself. I believe so. Till the day Jesus died. So Mary, number one. Who is this child? What kind of child is this? Who I don't need a man to get to conceive. Joseph. What kind of child is this? Joseph was one guy who actually alipitia shida. Aya, now, number other people like the shepherds. What kind of child is this that the angels announce his birth? What kind of child is this that though they are born in poverty, though they're living in poverty, the people who come to visit him are kings, Anyway, so enough of the background. So I want us to talk about the author, the guy who wrote and penned this song. So the guy was called William Chatterton Dix, depending with your language. So he lived in 1837 to 1898, and he was a graduate of the Grammar School of Bristol, and there he was learning about a career in insurance, actuarial science. So actuarial science has been around for a while, and I think it will still be here for a while as well. So after finishing, he moved to Glasgow, Scotland, and he became a manager of a marine insurance company. So being in England, and ships were big that time, they had to have insurance. And so that was his career till the day he passed on. Now, so where did he get his skill from, his poetry skill? So his father, who was a surgeon, also had the gift of poetry. And so this skill, he got it from his father as well. Like his father was also a good poet. He also wrote an anthology of poetry. So he was a son of a gifted poet. And so he also became, not only did he love poetry, but also he was gifted in poetry. But before he wrote a lot, William Chatterton, I think he used to talk a lot. Chatterton became ill, and we don't know what illness. Okay, my sources didn't tell me like the illness that he suffered from. But during this 19th century, a lot of people were struggling with a lot of diseases and illnesses, things like typhoid, tuberculosis, dysentery, pneumonia, smallpox, cholera. We don't know the one that William suffered from, but when he became sick, he now started reading the Bible and praying a lot, reading Christian books. And so after that, he got healed, and now he came back. So when he got healed, he started writing hymns for the church, and he wrote a lot of books. He wrote a lot of hymns. So he wrote the hymn "What Child Is This" in 1865, and this is actually one of the works that remains to date, that people know to date. So the "What Child Is This" poem was part of an anthology called The Manger Song. So it was actually a part of a bigger poem. And this is a song that we always sing, like every year. Every year you'll find at least one person singing where you are for Christmas. But I think this is a question also we ask to date. We also find ourselves asking this question, like, what child is this? We also ask ourselves this question: what is God real? Was God a man like you and I? Was Jesus like a baby like you and I? And I think this song just reminds us that you're not alone in these questions when you're asking these questions. But according to the Bible, the Bible gives us evidence that Jesus was there and Jesus is real, and He desires a relationship with us, and He will never leave us nor forsake us. So He is no longer a child; He's now our Lord, and He loves you and I more than we will ever think, more than we will ever know.